Chicago, Seattle, and what might have been, because the Bears are sitting now with Justin Fields as their quarterback, and there was a lot of speculation last year that they were going to try to acquire Russell Wilson. Now, I was a big and am a big believer in Justin Fields. I thought he was the second best quarterback in this year's draft. I think they got a steal by getting him where they got him, but this season hasn't necessarily gone the way that anybody would think. So, Han, are the Bears in a better position with Justin Fields now than they would have been if they traded for Russell Wilson, given the injury to Russell's finger, given the way Justin's... I'm just trying to make it feel better for Chicago fans here.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not better because I think making that move, and we were just talking about moving Aaron Rodgers, and if you're a team that you want to be aggressive and bring in a player of that stature and how they lift the entire franchise. Mike just told us about him getting Brett Favre and what that did, for the Jets as an organization, how that lifted that whole franchise up to start believing what they could compete for. And so when you have a young quarterback, the idea, of course, is, all right, now it's going to take a village to raise the child and get him to that level that we need him to get to, and that includes a head coach. So, no, I think Russell Wilson would have made life easier for Matt Nagy. It would have made life easier for Ryan Pace. And you'd never second guess bringing in a quarterback like that. And the finger injury might not happen. You don't know if it's going to happen. The fallacy of the predetermined outcome, it doesn't mean he's going to get hurt. It might mean you're more competitive. Their defense has shown you that they are a very competitive defense. What you needed is competent quarterback play. Fields has gotten better. But remember, they weren't even sure they wanted to start him early in the season, and we had Andy Dalton instead and had that look for most of the beginning of this season. So who knows where they'd be right now if they had him, but you'd have to argue that in the short term they'd be in a better place. Now, let's revisit this conversation 5 years from now and see where Justin Fields is.
That's also the hard part of this, and Mike, you can speak to this. So often we hear these conversations about quarterbacks without acknowledging that, everything about it is what's around them and the right. scenario around them. The number of times we look at it and say, for example, with the Bears, they should have taken Deshaun Watson at the time. No, not for anything off the field now, but you also have to look at it and say, okay, well, that presumes that Deshaun Watson would develop into the same player in Chicago that he's developed elsewhere. That part of the conversation to me is it's just hard for me to look at these A/B comparisons, Mike, when you're talking about quarterbacks in totally different situations in totally different parts of the world.
Yeah, no, that's right. And I think the best compliment we could give to Mac Jones is we don't even refer to him using the prepositional phrase, he's a rookie, and that's because, to your point, he's surrounded in a really good program, in a really good situation. But I just want to go back to the previous discussion here, which is if you have Russell Wilson in Chicago, it's not an or. You should be approaching the Bear quarterback situation as a bunch of ands. And what I mean by that, if you go back to the early 90s with Brett Favre, they kept bringing in one quarterback after the next. Rob Johnson, Mark Brunell, Matt Hasselbeck, Aaron Brooks, on and on and on. And oh, by the way, they drafted some guy in the first round named Aaron Rodgers, and the rest is history. So my point is, you bring in someone like Russell Wilson, and he stabilizes your franchise. I can't emphasize that enough. If you're Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, the general manager, if you have Russell Wilson, your franchise is stabilized, much the way that Brett Favre did with Green Bay. Doesn't mean you're going to win the championship every year, but it stabilizes your franchise. Then, now you're operating from a position of strength. It's probably not Justin Fields this year. That ship sails. But move forward. Maybe it's a guy like Malik Willis next year from Liberty, Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh. You don't know where, but you could add a quarterback when it's opportunistic. And that's why, to me, when you're fortunate enough to get a Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, any of those sort of higher echelon quarterbacks, it stabilizes your franchise and it buys you time.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.